Hashem Hashem, Naaseh v'Natzliach. Hi to all my fellow Jews. So this video is valid for every year for Shovavim. You just have to change the dates. To my knowledge, it doesn't exist a real document and video to explain how to properly do the Shovavim. There's a lot of talking about Shovavim. There's some maybe misleading advertising on some so-called Jewish news channels. It's not just only giving money to some rabbi or some mekubal. It doesn't work like this. It's a personal work. It's difficult, but it's not unattainable. And we're going to go through it now, Be'ezrat Hashem. And I wish that the booklet also will be available for download in the description below the video, Be'ezrat Hashem. And then the purpose is to help everyone to fix. So first of all, what's the difference between Teshuvah and Tikkun? What do we need to do? A Tikkun, very simple. Teshuvah, this is accepted at Yom Kippur, as we know. We can do Teshuvah every single day. Shabbat Mincha is also a very good day to do Teshuvah for the one who do not know that. It's a Rava de Ravin. It's a very auspicious moment for the Teshuvah to be received. As long as someone doesn't cry, it doesn't really get into sadness or a little bit sick. But tshuva is every time. But we know that's very simple. Everybody knows that. It's some tshuva needs to be mamash elevated on Yom Kippur for some sins. But anyways, so tshuva is very important. It's accepted by Hashem at any time. I'm not going to go into tshuva laws. You know them. But the problem is, let's take a very simple example. So someone borrow a friend's car and crashes the car. Goes back to his friend, says, listen, I'm very sorry, I crashed your car. You told me not to do this, not to do that, not to drive on this place, not to drive too fast and stuff. I didn't follow you, I didn't listen, and I'm so sorry. And the friend, even if he's a little bit mad, he says, okay, no problem. Your tshuva is accepted. So that's one thing. But now we have another problem. The car has to be repaired, or you have to bring me another car. So it's pretty much the same issue. So most of the people think that just doing tshuva is enough. It's not enough. The problem is, as the Ramak says, Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, and it's in all the Chazal, pretty much, that when the tshuva is accepted, there's a need for repair. And those tikkunim, this repair, will come through, God forbid, through yisurin, through difficulties, through chaz v'shalom. It could be physical, it could be financial. It's usually, first of all, financial problems and stuff. So we want to avoid this. And also because there's three different ways of the tikkunim. The first one, the Shamayim send those tikkunim here, and we don't want that. The second one is chaz v'shalom to its worst, pay in some form of Geinam or in the world to come, in the Olam Haba, or just in the world to come, no, just in the afterlife, as we said, because world to come is something else. But we don't want to pay in Geinam. So what do? The Mekubalim explained that we have to anticipate and take upon ourselves. So instead of waiting for those yisurim to come, those difficulties, those problems to come, we advance them, we take them upon ourselves, and then there will, since nothing is judged twice, as we know, so by being taken here, lemata, it's not sent by the Bedin Shel Ma'ala. That's the differentiation of the thing, and I know it's not very understood. It's not very popular, but that's the reality. And so now let's go to the Shovavim. So as you know, Shovavim is the period of the 6 or 8 weeks, depending if it's Tat or not. If it's when we have 2 Adar, which is the best, by the way, which is the best cycle to fix the sins. But it's fine also when it's not, when it's only 6 weeks from Shemot, and the 6 parashiot from Shemot, because that's, it's the acrostiche, the acronym, the first letter of each parasha. You say you probably know, so I don't go. Let's go straight to the point. So we have to, during these weeks, what happened is Shovavim al pi Pshat means that Hashem is asking us to come back. All the Shovavim, how do you say in English, anyways? But the thing is, in fact, Shovavim, Mekubalim explained, Rabbeinu Ari explained that this is the sparks of holiness, mostly came that were spilled from Zera Levatala, from a semen in vain, that we have to bring back to their place in the Kedusha. And because most of the biggest sin are related to the kedusha, I mean lack of kedushat brit, and they're all sins that link to the brit. That's why it's also called tikkun hayesod. Why? Because it's first of all, it's true, by the way, it's the Kabbalistic term, and also because this is also more tsanua to say tikkun hayesod and say tikkun brit when we have to publicize, when we have to call for action. So tikkun hayesod, why? There's 10 sfirot in each olam, and here we're going to talk about olam ha'atzilut, the fourth world, where all the yichudim happens, and over there you have 10 sfirot, and there's one sfira called Yesod. We also refer to Yosef, that is the Merkava of the Yesod. That's why we call him Yosef Tzadik Yesod Olam. And the Yesod is the brit, in fact. So when the brit there's a pgam in the brit, so there's no possibility for two different other sfirot or partsufim, as we call. I'm not going to be too complicated. I'm going to make it simple, but there's a problem when the brit is pagum, the Yesod is pagum, but there's a pgam. So there's no yichudim, so there's no zivugim between different partsufim, different things of the name of Hashem. Let's say it's not physical. It's all things that we don't understand, light or rot. And then we have to fix now the Yesod, the tikkun of Yesod, because everything we do lema'ata, we are pogmim lema'ala. So if we do good, we brought the shefa from lema'ala, from the olamot ha'elyonim up down to here. And the one that does it through bracha, through brachot, through limud Torah and tfilot will be the first one to receive this part of the shefa. And chaz v'shalom, the other way is someone that pogem, especially with the brit, will also chaz v'shalom pogem lema'ala, and also the sfirat hayesod, other sfirot also, but mostly the yesod. Chaz v'shalom, when it's damaged, so there's no possibility for yichud, there's no possibility for partsufim or those sfirot to connect together and draw the shefa and bring down the shefa. That's why a lot of people, unfortunately, even if they did tshuva and they did some bad stuff with the brit, they see there's no parnasa, there's no shlom bayit, there's sometimes also no health, lots of problems, because all it's linked to the kedushat brit. And also would like to precise something very important. So what is a tzaddik? Because this is something that people use this word without understanding exactly what's the definition of being a tzaddik. And the Zohar HaKadosh in Parashat Miketz and all the different places explains that a tzaddik is someone that does not pogem babrit. So any Jew that shomer brito, that doesn't pogem babrit, is called tzaddik. That's it. It's not someone that makes miracle. It's not someone that is huge talmid chacham. It's not someone that is nevuah. It's someone that doesn't pogem babrit. Someone that shomer brito. That's called a tzaddik. And the tzaddik gamur is someone that's already a tzaddik. And now he faces a challenge. Okay, he has a brit challenge, very difficult one, and then he overcomes it. And then now he's called a tzaddik gamur, and that's it. So there's a misconception of the thing, like we go see the tzaddik and stuff. It's all about, it's a very problematic thing. I'm not going to get into it, but understand that every Jew needs to be a tzaddik. And as it says in the different texts, and also in the Zohar, and also in Gemara, in Sanhedrin, and he says that kulam tzadikim yirshu haaretz. So we know that meanings that all the reshaim before will be, if they didn't tshuva seriously and did the tikkun, they will not pass the test of the olam haba, and will only left the one will be left, the one who left will be the tzadikim. So the tzadikim yirshu haaretz, the tzadikim will inherit the land. The land is in reference to the Shekhinah, to the Sfirat Malchut, for the ones who understand. And that means that only the tzadikim, meaning the one that do not pogem babrit, or if they did before, they did tshuva and they fixed it, and we're going to see how. We are going to explain how. And in these ones, Bezrat Hashem will have chelek leolam haba. There's different levels. Chelek, ben, mezuman, lechay olam haba. It's all different levels. But only the tzadikim will have access to the next world. So every Jew has to be a tzaddik. There's no other option. Everyone is to be a tzaddik. I wanted to clarify this because it's very important to understand that that's the minimum to be called a Jew. to have the Shekhinah reside upon the person, to have the Shalom Bait. Shalom is also the Yesod. Bait is the Shekhinah. It also represents the women, so the men and the women inside the home. So for both of them to be able to call their house the Bait Ne'eman, meaning a Bait that is with this Emunah. Emunah, it's also the sword of the Yehudim in Shamayim, meaning that all the Shem of Hashem is full. Chaz v'shalom, there's no perud in the letters in the name of Hashem. So all these ones are called tzaddikim. So again, there's a lot of people that pretend to be Kabbalist and to pretend to have Ruach HaKodesh and all Minei Shtuyot, and this is not true. Because the one that really has, if they really have some form of Ruach HaKodesh, they will not reveal it. And so all the one that publicize and ask for money to do pidionot and this without the person doing any effort, this is not working. The same way I can tell you, we will see, I guess Bezrat Hashem will understand by yourself that the Tikkun Haklali does not work, because it's understand that it's like mebatel beshishi, meaning that every sin that we did, it's pretty much, it's not mathematic what I'm going to say, but it's the effort we have to provide to fix this sin is at least 60 times the effort to be able to fix it. Meaning, there's a great explanation of the. Anyway, I'm not going to get into it, but understand that it's not just you do tshuva and everything is fixed, or I do 10 teilim and it's fixed. It doesn't work like this. And I'll show you maybe some of the tikkunim of Rabbeinu Arizal and the other mekubalim, and you see it's much more. We'll make it simple because that made it simple, but understand that behind this, it's a lot of things that are damaged, and it needs a lot of kavanot and things. And I explain everything, Bezrat Hashem, everything is simply. So understand that just doing 10 Tehillim doesn't work. It's not, it strictly doesn't work. All the mekubalim, the serious mekubalim, no one approves this. Also, there's no mekor. Also, all the numbers are sorted by, are sorted ascendantly, meaning it's a Tehillim, this. This is not how it works. There's no mekor on this. There's also all the problems with this, but I'm not going to get into it. Maybe in another video, Bezrat Hashem. But understand that this is not how we fix the Tikkun Brit. And unfortunately, all the one that think that you're just going to have to say a series of Tehillim and go to the kever of a so-called tzaddik once a year, especially on a day where there's no one in the kever, because we know al pi Kabbalah that there's no one in the kever. Not on Rosh Hashanah, not the small part of the nefesh that stays on the kever also goes to Gan Eden Ha'elyon or Tarton. And technically there's nothing, not on Rosh Hashanah, not on Yom Kippurim, not on Shabbat, not on Chagim, not on Rosh Chodesh. So it's not serious. So let's go now and let's try to understand how seriously do it. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. And again, sorry for being a little bit sick. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, we're going to go to this one, not this one. Okay. It's not to make you feel. Scared. Okay, that's the French version, but anyway, you get it in English. I want to show you here the number of fast that technically, according to the Arizal, one has to do to fix each sin. So you're gonna see it's extremely scary. So we're gonna take one, for example. Well, let's take the second one. Okay. Tikkun Kaas. So Kaas would be 102nd line, 151 Ta'aniot Retzufim, meaning 151 fast together. So you're going to tell me it's half a year pretty much. Yes. So I don't know if it's the best example, because we said mostly we're going to concentrate on the brit, but it's Shovavim is not only on the brit, it's different things, but the brit is the foundation of everything. So let's go on the pad. Maybe, sorry, it's exactly the same thing, just for you to understand. Let's go to the last line. It says, Tikkun Avon Shirvat Zera Levatala Vekeri. So it's 84. So what happens is the Arizal brought us, he explains in details that each sin, each lota, each sin that is related to the biggest sin, they damage a certain amount of shemot, of names of Hashem, in different locations. And through Gematriot, it's mostly explained in Shar Ruach HaKodesh of the Arizal. He explains the number now of fast and the procedure to fix each one of these sins. All right. So technically, Zera Levatala, it's 84 fast consecutively, I guess. That's how we say in English. So also the Mekubalim bring that if you do 2 days of fast consecutively, so it counts 27 days of fast. If you do 3 days of fast, really 3 days of fast, so without eating and drinking, just at the end of the 3rd day, that would count as 40 days. So you can make some calculation. But even for Zera Levatala, for it will be at least, I guess, 10 or 11 days, 11 cycles of 3 days, something like this. Can make the calculations very easy. So that's according to the Arizal, and everything comes from the Arizal. Now, Baruch Hashem, we have other Mekubalim that are also huge Mekubalim that brought us, that simplify the process, because we are lower generation, and it's hard for us. So they brought us a different, solutions to how to adapt this in our generation, and it's also sourced. There's Mekorot for everything, and it makes sense, and we rely on them. So we have the Rabbi Yehuda Aftaya, we have the Sadeh, we have the Ben Ishrai, and others. And Baruch Hashem, we're going to explain now how to manage this, and it's not difficult. You will see how it's not difficult. But why I'm pointing that out, it's first of all because I want to show how hard it is, how tough it is, how harsh it is, all those sins. And technically what we should do to fix each one of them, and to understand how bad it is. Now, Shovavim is a special period. I call it a Se'al period. And why? Because during it's the parashiot where Am Yisrael were in Egypt. And in fact, as the Kabbalah explained, they were supposed to get back, collect all the nitzots, which is all the neshamot that were spilled from the 130 years where Adam Arishon were separated from Chava, from the sin. And during this, we know that he was attacked by 2 not great women, very bad, by the way, spirits. And they were forcing him to do Zera Levatala, and he couldn't stop it. And understand that it's all linked to the fact of the sin of the Etzadat Tovara, meaning that the consequences for himself of the sin lasted at least 130 years. What the damage was for, we cannot know exactly how many hours, minutes was the sin. It's impossible to know. And it's a different time frame and a way of counting time. But anyways, but it needed just 130 years to be separated from Chava, and also so during these 130 years he was kind of in jail with the forces of impurity, and then they took advantage of this, and then because they cannot bring neshamot to the world, Baruch Hashem, so they use the Zera Levatala, they use the semen in vain from Adam to create Ruchim, Lilin, and Shedim, to create a lot of bad forces, spirits, and things we don't want to hear about, but that exist. So Bnei Israel, they go down to Egypt, and for 210 years they collect now all those nitzotzot, all those neshamot. So there's a special light during those 6 or 8 weeks. And that's why we also do, as the Chachamim say, the Rambam says, and all the Chazal, it's a very, very good period to do it, because the same or that helped Am Yisrael to do the collection of all these nitzots, also this or shines during this same period, between this during those 6 parashiot or 8 parashiot. So that's pretty much the story. So now let's just go a few of them. Okay, for example, you see 200 in the middle. That's Arba Mitot Bedin. One of the worst, no, probably the worst, it's a Tikkun Eshetish. So that's really something. Someone that goes with a Jewish married woman. There's no Eshetish for non-Jews. It's a different problem too. It's also Goya and Nida, but it's not Eshetish. But Tikkun Eshetish, it's a catastrophe. I'm sure you know the problem, and that's 325 days of Ta'aniyot. Also Retzufim, they all technically should be done without interruption, only for Shabbat, Rosh Chodesh. That's the optimum option. It should be done every day. People just stop for Rosh Chodesh, they stop for Chagim, they stop for Shabbat, but they have to go back to this regimen, which is terrible. That's why the Zohar HaKadosh says that for the sins of the brit, technically in Zera Levatala, there's no tikkun, because it's if someone that did tshuva or someone slipped or sometimes slipped, it's pretty much an entire life of fasting. So, but I'm just pointing it out so people understand the catastrophe that it creates. Okay, so that's regarding the fast. So now we're gonna go to the okay. We're gonna go now to how to do it. Okay, I'm sorry. Give me just a second. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning of the okay, all right. Okay. So the dates, again, they will work for any year. It's not a big deal, okay? So technically, anyone can fast any day of the 42 days for the 6 weeks. So you can pick up any day, for sure, except Shabbat, except Friday. Even if some people do just Friday morning, it's not so great. But for sure, there's always Tu B'Shvat, there's always Rosh Chodesh, and if there's a Simcha or something, so we cannot fast also, but technically you can pick up any day. So because we're not going to be able, we are so low, we can't fast every day, so the Mekubalim, they picked up usually the Monday and the Thursdays, because these are, in fact, the day where we have the Sefer Torah in Shacharit. Why? Because it's a day of Din. So, in fact, people think that Monday and Thursday are better days. It's not. It's worse, because it's a day of Din. It's a day of judgment, hard judgment. That's why Ezra made the takana to bring the Sefer Torah, to read the Sefer Torah on these days, to lematek et adin, to sweeten the judgment on these days. So that's why also we try to do it on the harsh day to sweeten also the day, and also we take advantage of the light of the Sefer Torah. And if you have the zchut to be able to be in a community where in Mincha, we'll talk about it, there is a Tikkun Shovavim at Mincha, so it's even better, because if you have 10 people fasting, then we also take the Sefer Torah out, like Ashkenazim do, and it's great. It's a huge thing, and I like it. It's the Kippur Katan. So it's pretty much the same story. It's different, but it's Sefer Torah, Birkat Kohanim, etc. Okay, so let's read it. All right, so don't forget. Okay, I'll talk about the details. So how do we do? Let's take any day. Okay, let's take, for example, a Monday. Okay, a Monday of the first week. So in that case, on the Sunday afternoon, you would have in Mincha, you would have to take the fast. So I'll show you exactly how to do. I'm sure you know how to do. If you don't, I'll show you in a minute. You know what? Let's do it now. So it's done. Probably here. I'm very sorry. Okay, done. So here you see, for example, so you're also going to be able, Bezrat Hashem, to download it. So after Elokai Netzor in the Tfilat Mincha, the day before the fast, so let's say you fast on a Monday, so on Sunday at Mincha, you will take the fast at the end of Elokai Netzor. So if I read it, it says at the end of the page 228 at the bottom of the page, Rabbona Olamim Arani, Lefanecha al Tnai Betaranit Yachid Lemachar. So I take I'll take with the condition tomorrow personal fast. Okay, Me'alot HaShachar ve'al achar Tfilat Shacharit. So I would add, please, not after Tfilat. You keep the text the way it is, but we don't break the fast until Tzet HaKochavim, until night. Okay, nightfall. Until night, not Tzet HaKochavim, night, until the like pretty much 30 minutes after the Shekiah, and not 20 minutes after, because it's much better to do Al Pi Kabbalah, to wait like pretty much like a little bit like Shabbat. So you can see in all the apps what time Shabbat, as you say, exits. But you say it's pretty much 30 minutes after the Shkia, after sundown. All right, so ve'im lo uchal u lo yartzeh. So if for any reason the person cannot continue the fast, she'omer mizmor le David Hashem ro'i lo arsar. This is the mizmor that usually Sfaradim say before. I think it's 27, I'm not sure. But it's the mizmor we say before the Kiddush of Shabbat. For example, the Kiddush Rabbah of Shabbat morning. Also, anyway, you know Mizmor, you know this Mizmor. And then, so the person can stop the fast, saying first this Mizmor, and then he can break the fast. And there's not going to have any punishment here at Son, but we ask Hashem to give us the strength and give us the zchut to do this fast, because it's fantastic for Machar, tomorrow, okay? And Kabbalin Be'ava, and that it's received with love, Udzakin Yeshuv Yeshua Shelema, and that we have the zchut to do full Teshuvah, etc., etc., V'tishma tefilati, and Hashem that received my tefillah. Okay, so that's one thing. We'll go back to this. So, okay, you know what? Let's finish it. So, you see, so that's going to be for the Sunday. So, on the Monday, we start the fast at Alot HaShachar. So, Alot HaShachar is when the beginning of the day. I don't know say exactly. So, Mamash, when starts the day. Okay, so it's before it's 72 minutes before the nets. Voilà. So, Alot HaShachar. I'm not sure about the word in English. Okay, I'm sure you will find out. No, not a big deal. So that's going to be for the fast. So we take a fast, not like Kippur. If you want, it's even better. If you take it 25 hours like you do for Kippur or for Tisha B'Av, it's even better, because this is the option that brought us the Ben Ish Chai, Rabbi Yosef Chaim. And it has been also reduced by the Sadeh, another big Kabbalist, Mekubal, that also said, okay, no, let's do it only one day, meaning just from I'll find out the word, from Alot HaShachar until Tzet HaKochavim. So this is what now all the Mekubalim they used to do. If you can it again, do 25 hours from the day before, it's even better. Now and then, so let's say you fast on Monday, and on Monday night, you will see, we'll take the page 229, the second paragraph, Ribon Olamim Galu Lefanecha, it's known, it's revealed in front of you. Bizman shebet hamikdash kayam, haya adam chote me'umekarev korban. At the time there was a bet hamikdash, the person who was doing a sin, and he will bring a korban, a sacrifice. Ve'en makrivin memenu ola chelbo v'damo metraper lo. But now we don't have no bet hamikdash, we don't do sacrifices, so we're going to use our fat, the reduction of the fat and the reduction of the blood, because we are fasting, because we fasted this day. So on the mincha, the fast on mincha of Monday, and that will be considered as a kapara, like I brought a sacrifice. Yashavti betaranit, I did the taranit because it's mincha, so it's pretty much the end of the day. And what did I did in compensation? It's not only this, but you'll see my fat and my blood was diminished because of the fast. That my fast and my blood that I gave, the reduction of these two things will be received as a korban. There's more deeper thing, but it's not the purpose now. So that's going to be said on the Monday, the day of fasting mincha. So in both cases, when you take mincha, when you take the fast on Sunday, and when you're going to say this also on Monday, okay, the day of fast, it's absolutely important that you do it as much as you can, bedi avad, not in mincha gedola, but in mincha ktana, meaning closer to the shekia. Okay. Now, lechatchila, even if you took upon the fast in mincha gedola, so usually from half hour after the chatzot day, it's also okay. It works. But the best is to pray closer to the shekia for those 2 days. It's really important. Okay. So that's for the regarding the fast. So now we go back to our okay, all right, okay, I'm sorry, I need a minute. Voila. Okay, great. All right, so now the purpose is, we understand we have to take the fast. All right, now what I didn't mention is, we're going to see it now, it's not taking any fast for anything. You have to take a fast, and the fast has to be, you have to precise what type of sin you want to fix on the day of the fast. That's why if you do 6 weeks, one fast a week, you're going to be able to fix pretty much the biggest sins. And you're going to see things that you say, it's not related to me. I didn't do that. Okay. So understand there's the few things. First of all, maybe we'll list them, and first we'll explain. So first, the Zera Levatala, that is the, we call also Shazal, Tikkun Yesod, Tikkun Brit. Understand that it always starts with this, because all the foundation of everything else comes from the Kedushat Brit. So the first one to do always is the Zera Levatala, the what we call the Pad Ta'aniot. What Pad? Because I'm not getting into the explanation, but the Ari HaKadosh explained that we need to do 84 days of fast to fix the sin. So not every time, but to fix the sin in general. So for all the Zera Levatala that someone did in his life, even if he was not intentional, even with his wife, in certain cases, I'm sure you understand, or things that happen like not willingly, and also for the one that happened willingly, it's 84 days of fast to be able to fix the sfirot, the shemot that have been damaged in Shamayim. So that would be the first one. So how do we do? So in fact, simple. We do 1 day of fast every day for all of them. It's the same recipe. 1 day of fast, and we have to buy back the pidyon, the 84. In that case, the number of fasts, we have to buy them back through tzedakah. So, for example, this one at the so how do you calculate now the price of a day of the price of a meal? So it's going to be in that case 84 meals. Okay. So how do you calculate? You calculate, we have a recipe from the Rabbeinu, the Ben Ishrai, that explains you take a pita, the price of a pita, like a piece of bread, plus some butter or some cream or some, so it's not dry. And that's considered like the smallest, the minimalist meal someone can make. So now again, if you are, Baruch Hashem, millionaire, you're not going to do 84 times 65 cents, So, for example, now, by the time in Israel, a pack of 10 pitot, it's 15 shekels, pretty much. So, we're talking about 1.5 shekels, plus some butter or some margarine or whatever. And it's going to be around, let's say, pretty much 0.6, 0.7 cents per meal. That would be the minimum for someone where it's, first of all, that doesn't have so much money. And also, that wants to do all the tikkunim, because each one you have to pay back to compensate, okay? And that's Chazal bring us that we can pay back, or you can, because we cannot fast, we'll see that. You can do it through money also, but you need a day of fast, at least, okay? 25 hours of fast, better. 1 day of fast, fine, apparently. Also, yes, if you want to drink before the fast, you have to do a neder, like for any, a condition that if I wake up before Alot HaShachar tomorrow, then I will be able to drink. And then you can drink before the beginning of the fast, the next morning. Eating, it's things al pi Kabbalah. So even if you can avoid drinking, would be better, because this is al pi halacha. Al pi halacha, you can even eat. But now we're talking about tikkunim al pi Kabbalah. So the best is not to drink, not to eat before. That would be better if it's mamash complicated. So technically you can do the t'nai, at least drink. Eating, I really don't recommend at all doing it. All right? So the first one would be Zera Levatala. So there's a pidyon, 1 day of fast, and the amount of 84 meals. Okay? And we said, as I explained, the minimum would be, as I explained, the pita and this, but it has to hurt. So if you have money, spend money in it, because it's how to compensate the enjoyment someone had through the sin of all the sexual sins. You have to hurt yourself, I would say 60 times more to fix that. Okay? To whom you give the money, the best would be to give it to a kollel or a Talmid Chacham that learns Torah, and also in difficulty, that also needs money. That would be the best option. If you don't have any, then you give it to a poor family, Jewish for sure. There are also Shomrei Shabbat and Shomrei Mitzvot. But the best would be a Torah learner that also, a kollel man, someone that spends all day learning and has a family. That would be the best option. You can do it in your city, in your community, in your country, and if not, you don't find anybody, there's tons of people of Avrechim in Israel that will take your money with a lot of joy and gratitude. So yes, for example, we take the second one. Now we have Tikkun Nida. So any woman that's not his own wife without or if the wife was Nida because she was not following the rules of Nida, or because there's an accident that happened. So there's a few explanations. I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm just going to tell you the main things. So always in that case, it's 82 days of fast. So you understand why they fast 82 meals, the price of 82 meals. Eshetish 325, Mishkav Zachur, that is homosexual, God forbid, 223, Goya 216. All the others, you have the list here. Okay, we saw it at the beginning. And then you can do all the things that you want to do. Now understand that most of the people that do this tikkunim didn't do all of these things. And they go back on the Shovavim year after year. It's not like we did it once and it's fine. It's for sure it's better to do the entire round at least 1 year than none of them. Okay? Now, the reasons why we do all of them is because, first of all, we don't know what we did in Gilgulim, previous Gilgulim. And then by doing this, that will fix what the person did in previous Gilgulim. So let's say, sometimes you see tzaddikim, young people that just die, they're drowned, or they have a car accident, and that's mita mishuna, and this is, then it's not supposed to arrive. That's a karet. It's not supposed to arrive. That's someone that is mamash tzaddik. In the term of it, someone that's it's a frum Jew, a real one that follows Torah and mitzvot, doesn't play around, doesn't fool around. It should not happen. But that's from a Gilgul. Previous Gilgul, he didn't fix it. He came here to fix it. And instead of waiting, and the sentence, it's still, above his head. And Baruch Hashem, by doing the Tikkun of Shovavim, he will avoid it. Understand? So, first of all, we do all those Tikkunim because we don't know our previous Gilgulim. And that also will fix the previous Gilgulim. Also because we all belong to some form of grapes, meaning like branches, in the Etz Chaim, in the tree of life, when we have Yaakov and the 12 tribes, etc., we all are in different groups. And we don't know what the others did what the other Neshamot did in the same group. And if it happens that they also did things, did one of those sins on some of them, it will also affect us. Yes, that's the way it is. Israel Arevim Zelazeh. Call Israel Arevim Zelazeh. So in fact, we also do it for them. And we'll do for all Am Israel, and we'll also do for ourselves in previous Gilgulim. So when you have people, Mekubalims, they do all those fasts every year, 6 weeks, and pay money and stuff, when they know they didn't do any of the things, this is mamash the real Ahavat Israel. People talk about Ahavat Israel, it's just a word. But when you fast and you pay from your own, pocket, and it's a lot of money. At the end, it's a lot of money. So how much it's Ahavat Israel. And again, I'm telling you from personal experience that don't be afraid to pay. It has to hurt. First of all, it will fix all the things that have been damaged in Shamayim, that the person damaged and one damaged. And when the Yesod is fixed, that all the Sfirot will also reconnect, and all the Shefana will be drawn down here. And not only the person will get back, Be'ezrat Hashem, all the Shefa that he was not getting, and also all Am Yisrael will get the Shefa back. So it's not only for you, it's for everyone. So don't be afraid. Always, even the Chazal tell them that tzedakah, giving tzedakah, never hurts. Never hurts. So don't be afraid. Even if it could be a little bit scary. So now we go back to we go back to the thing. And try to okay, so something I wanted to tell you also, when you take the fast, now we saw all the cases, when you take the fast the day before, so we said, for example, if the fast is on a Monday and you take it on a Sunday, so when you're going to say the tefillah that I'm going to fast tomorrow, all right, you have to precise which type of fast. So tomorrow you have to say, when you take the thing I showed you before, Betanit, Machar, etc. And okay, what I just show you, you have to say it's going to be for Tikkun Hayesod, Tikkun Brit, or Tikkun Nida, or Tikkun Shvuat Sheker or Nedarim, or Tikkun Eshetish, Tikkun Mishkav Zachar, or Tikkun Goya or Nida. So you have to say. So it has to be prepared. It has to be announced the day before. Okay? And at the end of this the form, the document, you will see that for some of them, you have the Kabbalah Ta'anit. So the one I showed you is a general one, okay? But the one you have it's for it's really for the fast the person wants to the tikkun he wants to make. So for example, you have one for Tikkun Hayesod, as we said, Tikkun Shazal, Tikkun Zera Levatala, the first one. And for example, we saw it's probably the same text. And then now you're gonna also ask that it's for the Tikkun Hayesod, and you have a few of them. You have the Tikkun Kabbalah Ta'anit for the Nida, for the Goya, etc. Okay, so I think it's clear now. Mishkav Zachur, Lo Alenu, all of them. I'm not judging. They're all very, very bad, and people fall, and there's no place here for judgment. Okay. So now let's go back to the document here. All right, so we're back to the documents. So we understand the purpose of buying back the fast. We're going to see here number 2 at the bottom of the page. So, for example, you take the number of the tikkun, you multiply by the number of the price of a meal, and times the number of days. Simple. Before mincha, I just explained. Okay, there are the pidyon. Okay, for the pidyon nefesh, as I explained. All right. So the mincha of the day of fast, if you can have your tefillin and Rabbeinu Tam. If you don't have, so no bracha, but on the talit, yes. And if you have Rashi, you do Rashi. If you have Rabbeinu Tam, with Rabbeinu Tam. Okay. If you go to Tikkun Shovavim in Yeshivat Mekubalims, then in that case also we will see they have a Sefer Torah, and they have so many things, and Akafot, and Tikkun Sheleg, and Tikkun Kerach, and Tikkun, so many things. I'll explain maybe how to do some of them at home, Be'ezrat Hashem. All right, so now all the purpose, okay, here also you'll find a link of the Kavanot of the Rashash. Whoever knows how to do the Kavanot, if you don't know, it may be interesting just to download it, take a look and see all the names, and read a little bit, because for each one it explains what type of damages this sin procured in Shamayim. And when you read it, it's really scary, and it helps to do tshuva and not to go back to the sin. There's also a shiur in Hebrew for the one who understand. Okay, so now I would say the main thing, okay, in those in the tfilat mincha of the day of the fast, it's what the anenu. So you have to do the anenu after Retzeh, because it's a Ta'anit Yachid. Now, if you don't have any of the things I'm going to provide here, it's fine. You just do the regular Anenu. You have the Kavanah to say it's for Zera Levatala, it's for this, it's for that. Okay? When do you pay the pad? So there's also a text. Okay, sorry, I'm just going everywhere. We go back here. There's also, for example, this one. So that would be, for example, the Tikkun pad. Okay, for the Zera Levatala pad, pay Dalet 84. So before Mincha, you put on... sorry. So before Mincha, on the day of fast, okay, on the Monday, you will try to go to the mikveh. Try to do, sometimes it's 5 times the mikveh. Try also a cold mikveh, not a warm one, because also it's for the Tikkun Sheleg. Because people, the Neshamot who have to pay to be fixed in Geinam, they have usually 6 months of fire and 6 months of sheleg, of ice. So also try to have a very cold mikveh, it's better. And it depends, sometimes you do 5, sometimes 7, but just try to do, so before the mincha of the day of fast, of the Monday, let's say, you do the mikveh, and you do tachanun first, before you do a vidui, you do tshuva, then you go to the mikveh, as I said, 5, 6, 7 times. And you have the kavanah to fix those that Hashem fixes, and you fix you do the tikkun for the sin in question. So after that, you go to shul. If there's no shul, you have to go to shul technically to pray. Even if people don't do shovavim, you do your shovavim. All right. So you go to shul, preferably, as I said, in mincha ktana. you put on tefillin of Rabbeinu Tam, you put your talit, and then before you start the tefillat mincha, you read the tikkun, the pat ta'aniyot. It says chamisha pe'amim. There's a machloket between mekubalim. Do we have to do 5 times pad? So 5 times 84, we pay 5 times or only 1 time. There's Baruch Hashem reliable opinion that just one is enough. If you have bleinara money, do it 5 times. It's better. Okay. So and then you're gonna read that this text, and you're gonna take in your hand right hand the money for the tikkun, and then after that you devote this money to, as we said, to the tzedakah, to the navrech, or someone learning Torah, or a poor family. Okay, cannot be yourself, cannot be your family. It has to be someone that you should not have any interest in it. All right, like tzedakah in general. Even if for maaser there's difference, you can have the parents and stuff, but in that case it has mamash to be someone that's you're not related, and it has to hurt a little bit. So that's the tikkun. So you will do the same tikkun. I'm not sure I because there's so many things, so I'm not sure I cannot provide it. So for the next one, if you don't have the text, you just say I'm going the tikkun for 216 ta'aniyot, for example, and this is my tikkun. This is I podé the ta'anit through this money. So you will do the same until Bezrat Hashem will get the book, and you will be able to do it properly. But in the meantime, just do. That's very important. If you have to do something, you have to do. Show Hashem and do things. So that's the pidyon. So now we start mincha, and when you arrive at the anenu after Retzeh, then again, if you don't have, here I put the anenu in the middle. If you don't have the text that I provided, if you don't have the book for the Shovavim, in that case, just the general anenu, and have in mind, it's for Yeshetish, Nida, whatever Tikkunin is, okay? And again, always do the Tikkun Zera Levatala, first the Tikkun HaYesod first. All right, so now you will see that, for example, okay, so what's the purpose of the anenu? So it's really something you have to think about, okay? So Bezrat Hashem, you do it wherever you are in the world. It's fine, it's fantastic, it counts, it works, Baruch Hashem. Now the optimum option is to schedule a trip for Israel for the Shovavim period. I would say at least 2 weeks if you can, and try to connect with the yeshivat mekubalim. They provide those tikkunim. There's a few of them in pretty much, I guess, every city, kind of, especially in Yerushalayim. There's the few yeshivot that do it. And then in that case, what happens is that when you will get a book, and I recommend you even buy it with all the tikkunim, and then you will read the anenu that relates to the scene that they fix. For example, so each yeshiva will decide what type of scene or tikkun they do on the Monday and the Thursday, or just the Thursday, or just the Monday, or whatever. So let's say now you do the Tikkun HaYesod, okay, the first one. So usually the first Monday or the first Thursday of the first week, okay, of the Parashat Shemot. So you will get an anenu, a special, they will give you an anenu in a book that is for pashtanim, okay, because you don't know you don't know the kavanot of the Rashash, but it's a longer anenu. It's not safek, it's not considered a safek in the Amidah, and you will say this, I did that, and because of my sin, this for lemata, and this went into the klipa. You'll see it's terrible. So you will do that, okay. And there's a different anenu for each type, for pashtanim, for each type of tikkun. Now, the thing is, the chazan himself, the shaliach tzibur, will do the same anenu, but with the kavanot of the rashash. So it can take like up to 20, 30 minutes more. But he will also mechaven, according to the kavanot of the shemot that have been damaged through this particular sin, and he will do the kavanot in the chazarat of the shatz. Chazarat hashatz, he will do it. And then he has the kavanah to poter you. You have the kavanah also to be acquitted by the chazan, okay? And that counts like if you did it with the kavanot. That's the beautiful thing. That's the beauty of the thing. That it will do the kavanot and at the chazara in the Anenu, and you will be acquitted by his kavanot. All right. So again, it's interesting to see. I provided the link of a sefer of the Rav Bing with the kavanot. That's not al pi Pshat, it's only al pi kavanot arashash. But it's interesting to read. There's a few things you're going to be able to understand. It's a sefer kadosh. While you're reading it, you have to keep it. If you print it, you have to keep it. I recommend you do it and have it, anyway, have it assembled as a book and keep it. But read also on the day of the Tikkun, read also what it says, because it's all about understanding what we did. Okay, so I guess I'm giving you now more information about it. Okay, there's also more things. I cannot explain everything. We need, but I'm going to give you a few insights here just to help you. To do as much as you can when you don't have the opportunity to join yeshivat or mekubalim. So, for example, tikkun kerach, you can do that every time. You take some ice from you take some ice, and I even wrote it here. So ice from your shoulder to your hand, back and forth, front and back, entire arm and hand, 7 times left, 7 times right. And there's a text to say, I cannot provide everything, but at least you have the kavanah. That's a tikkun, the tikkun kerach, because normally we have to roll in the sheleg 7 times naked, which is also complicated. So if for sure it's complicated to do it. So instead, the Rabbeinu Yosef Chaim brought this, and that counts. Okay, so we have the tikkun of the tzedakah. That's we said tikkun of tzedakah is a different tikkun. It's also great to do it on Rosh Hashanah. I don't know if I can provide the text. I'll try, Bezrat Hashem. If you are alone in the shul, or if you can, you also go 7 times around the bima at the shul, and you read the Tehillim 29, and every time you give tzedakah for each round. And also, you read, so while you read the Tehillim, so you read the Tehillim once, you do 1 round around the bima. At the end, you say the first Ana Bechor Gedolat Minchat Tatzir Sewa. Then the Tehillim again, second round, Tzedakah. So each round, 1 Tzedakah. So you would have read the Tehillim 29 7 times. And also all the Ana Bechor, okay, until to the end. All right. So that's also a tikkun you can do yourself. If you cannot, maybe like maybe you can, I don't know, maybe you can do it at home. You put a chumash and you do it around the chumash. I'm sure it's better than nothing. Also light 5 to 7 candles for every tikkun. I'm just putting 5, 7, it depends, but Hashem will take it, Bezrat Hashem, Bizchut Yosef Atzadik, because he is mamash the Merkava of the Yesod. For the Tikkun Goya, again, it's not extensive. I didn't put everything. It's just a few things. But things you can do easily for a Tikkun Goya. At the beginning of the Tikkun, you ask someone to tie up your legs with a melon cable for at least 3 hours. So you have someone, not you. Normally, there's a sentence he has to say, and when he releases you, he has to say, why? Because there's an inyan of the klipat kelev, that really is attached to the neshama of the person and prevents him to go to Gan Eden after. So we have to remove this klipa, and this is kebel, kelev. This is how we do it, okay? So that's also another thing. Now the sack, very interesting. That's very, very amazing, the sack. I'm going to show you a picture of the sack. Well, so that's the sack. It's the one. So it's easy. It's izim. It's goat, and we wear it directly on the body, on the waist. All right. It's a little bit itchy. That's the purpose. Now sack is gematria 400, and there's 400 forces of the klipa. So that mamash mevatel and removes a lot of those forces, the 400. And also that brings back the light that the person has blocked, all the light, the orot that the person blocked. So by putting the sack, it's a big help. It's a big help. So usually it's done for Eshetish, the Tikkun Eshetish, but it's no issue. You can do it for every Tikkun. It's really good. You can find it now on the internet in Israel. It usually costs about $40-50 a sack. And it's very useful, and everyone should have his own sack. It's a belt. It's a big belt. And also, I recommend that you do Tikkun Chatzot. It's extremely important. And also, for Tikkun Chatzot, we put the sack with the afar on where we put the tefillin of the head. It's very important. It's well regarded by Hashem. It really does so many things, so great things in Shamaim to fix. So also you can put afar. Also you can put the ashes and the sack, and that will help a lot also to repair. And also you can use the sack for pretty much every night when we do Tikkun Rachel and Tikkun Leah. And understand that this is not. We have 3 tefillot that are chiyuv. We have the 3 tefillot, and the Shem Havaya is 4 letters. And we have Tikkun Chatzot that, unfortunately, a lot of people, at first, it's very difficult to do. And also, it's not chiyuv technically. But in fact, this is one of the letters of the Shem Havaya. I would say it's the Hey, probably the last one. And this is where Hashem sees us. I mean, it's okay, you have a chiyuv for the other tefillot, you did it. But the one that's you're not mitzuveh, it's probably the most important. Even some mekubalims, they say that we are allowed to pray shacharis or shacharit because someone in the city did Tikkun Chatzot. And if it was not for this person to do that did Tikkun Chatzot, we will not be allowed to pray shacharit. So understand, 4 tefillot, in fact, not 3. And the one that's not mandatory is probably the most important one. Same for the Seudat Shabbat. Seudat Shabbat, we have 3 that mamash mandatory. And I would recommend everyone, don't play with it. Do it with bread. All of them, don't play. Bread. I know what the Shulchan Aruch says. I also know what the Zohar says. And the Mekubalims says bread for all of them. And there's the 4th one that also, it's very difficult. We have a tendency to disregard it. Or if we do it without bread. So same, 3, Yud Ke Vav Ke, 4. The first 3 one are mandatory. So for sure we have to do it. But maybe we are even more, judge on the 4th one that we do, and see if we do it or not. That shows mamash if you have read Shamayim, if you want to do something in Shamayim, or if we're not. So it's very important to understand that a lot of things go by the 4 letters of the Shem Havaya. And that was my. So I know the Tikkun Chatzot Shel Ashkenazim is very long. It's extremely long. It's not the one, to my understanding. Sorry if I'm wrong, but it's not the one al pi Kabbalah. So I would recommend my brothers Ashkenazim to have a sidur, a Sfaradic sidur, because even in lots of sidurim Ashkenaz, there's no Tikkun Chatzot. So, for example, you can buy the sidur. I don't have any profit or benefit from it, but the Avodat Hashem is a very good sidur. There's a lot of things. It's amazing things. And then you can do the Sfaradic version, al pi Kabbalah, of the Tikkun Chatzot. And it's tremendous. The purpose of this is tremendous. Also, it fixes the sin, like the Krat Shema al Amita. So understand also, I didn't say it, but it's in 2 parts. So Shovavim is one part to fix all the tikkunim of the brit, of the Yesod, but also every night when you do the Krat Shema al Amita, and the best is the version of the Ari, that also you will find in this Sidur Avodat Hashem. And also, especially when you have the Kavanot, when you say Yoshev Beseter Elyon, as the Zohar says, if you say it with Kavanah, it's just simple Kavanah that mamash, you want to destroy all the all the shedim and all the ruchin and all the lilin, all the forces of impurity that were born because of our zera levatala and the sins of the brit. And if you have the kavanah, that you do it with kavanah before you go to sleep, so you can kill every night up to 1,125 of these malachi chabala, of these angels of accusation every night. So that's also, and because understand that zera levatala create, in fact, the neshamot, the pure neshamot are now enveloped. They're used by klipot, baruchot, they don't have a body, and they use it. So it's a very good way also to, it's in several parts, but So between the Tikkun Chatzot and the Kriyat Shema Lamita and the Tikkun Shovavim, Bezrat Hashem, we will be clean, and also we will help for sure to bring the Geula B'mera B'yamenu. I think I did pretty much the most important things. There's always more. There's always options to do more, but I think it's already very important. So again, you can take any day when it's not any day when there's Tachanun during the 6 weeks. If you arrive at the middle of Shovavim or the end and you have a few days, try to do as much as you can during the last days. And Be'ezrat Hashem, I've seen people from experience, their life changed after the Tikkunim, after Shovavim. One that couldn't get married, even if sometimes they say that it's not good for someone that's not married because he's going to fall again. I do not agree with this, because it's always good to fix. Even if he will damage it again, at least he fixed it. It's not only for him, it's also in Shamayim. He fixed it in Shamayim. So it's always good to say that. Maybe if he's going to be attacked, maybe more, it's possible. But also it will open the Shefa, and in Bezrat Hashem, the person will find the Zivug easier. Because, someone that Pogem Babrit, they block the Zivug in Shamayim. So also by doing that will Bezrat Hashem help to find the Zivug. Also, there's a question, do women do the Tikkun Shovavim? The answer is yes, but in a tsanua manner, meaning also women have to pay after. So there's also a din for women. So it's saying that they don't have to fix. It's not proper. It's the people that don't understand Torah and Kabbalah. So yes, they have to fix. How do they do? They do the same. The only thing is they do tsanua. They don't have to tell anybody. The money they will use, it has to be their own money, because it's gezel. So they have to use their own money. They give tzedakah. They don't have to tell to wife for this brit. They just give tzedakah. If now they want to, and they do the same process. Now, if they want to mikveh, it's a little bit different because it's not the same for women. So, but pretty much the same process. If also they want to go to a minyan of Shovavim, technically they could if there's different separate entrance for women, and if nobody will see her, and because that's not sanua that we see a woman that comes to repair sexual sins. It's not sanua at all. But if it's the case, then for sure she should do it. At least she can do it at home. Pray, do tshuva, do the tikkun pad for sure. Tikkun, the tikkun she has to pay. Give the money, ask for forgiveness, and she can do it year after year, Bezrat Hashem, and that's also a big ma'ala. I think I pretty much, talked about all the subjects. So this is the proper way of doing Shovavim. At least the closest way to do it when we don't have a special minyan with Shaliach Tzibur that is mechaven with the kavanot of the Rashash. That is the center of it. But again, if it's not the case, do it without. And Be'ezrat Hashem, Hashem will connect your tefillah with the tefillot of the mechavnim somewhere in Eretz Israel, and your tefillah will go up with their tefillot. Be'ezrat Hashem, it's all about how you want to fix it, and it's extremely important. Now, if you're not in the Shovavim period and there's something wrong that happened, okay? So in that case, don't wait for Shovavim. For sure, ask Hashem and say, please give me life until Shovavim so I can fix, but do it right away. Do the tikkun right away. In that case, not 24 hours, but not just the day, but 25 hours, like we do for Kippur, like we do for Tisha B'Av. Follow the same thing. There are also books with more things, mikveh and tachanunim and stuff. If you don't have it, do much as you can. Read Tehillim, learn Torah. Usually also learn Torah in the subject where the person fall. But again, when you have the opportunity to travel to Eretz Israel and to buy a real sefer of Shovavim with the tikkunim, do it. It's something that every household has to have. Be'ezrat Hashem, not that we need it, but it's whatever we did things or we did not, whatever we did half of or everything. Everybody's concerned. Everybody's concerned. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.